We're at Frieze Art Fair. We're at Grizedale Art's performance installation piece. We're going to have a look at some of the art and food events they've got going on here. We're going to speak to Alistair from Grizedale, check out the William Popel performance, and that's about it. Maybe look at some bread and art as well from Eastside Projects, and should be fun. Welcome to Frieze.
We're based in the Lake District, in the village, in the mountains, where John Ruskin used to live. And we basically have a philosophy that art should be useful in society. And it shouldn't be an object of pure contemplation, but the idea is that it's something that should be for ordinary life.
And what are you doing here at the fair?
Looks abstract is horse milk. Plus our precious collection of homemade schnapps from our various journeys across European villages. Food is one of the things people make. It's a cultural thing they make. So it's one of the things we work with, is food.
We both grew up in small rural places, and then you have a strong connection to the producers of food also. And that's what we like. Yeah.
But also we like the contrast, yeah?
Yeah.
Contrast is quite important.
It's really
Yeah.
Salute.
There's vitamin A in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost a little bit like rice milk or something like that, right? Or...
It has no fat. No.
We're looking kind of to a pre-modern moment, or a pre-romantic moment, when use value was something that was very important in art and a central value of art. And what's happened since about 1848 is the idea of usage in art has been neglected. But it's something that Ruskin obviously talked about a great deal. So in a way, as a movement, if you like, the structure of our organisation is trying to re-establish the idea of usage in art and move away from the other value systems like money or truth and all these other kind of slightly more romantic ideas.
So I look here.
Just look at me, it's fine. Straight to me.
But I like looking at this.
So could you just tell us what you just been doing?
Yes. Firing squad department.
Okay.
Yes.
And what made you do that piece?
Well, I was invited, commissioned by Grizedale to come up with a work that dealt with food and an art fair. Food and an art fair, I thought. I was thinking of...
Well, you say tomatoes.
Tomatoes? You say tomatoes here? Yes, yes, yes. I was thinking of a food that you could hold in your hand, that you could suggest some kind of romance or violence or acidic moment. And it being UK, I was thinking of games, game culture here, you know, and the Eden Wall game, we borrowed some of these strategies from the game.
And what do you think about the whole subject of art and food generally?
I guess art, like food, is about consumption, I suppose. I think probably the foods I'm interested in mostly, and the tomatoes actually are kind of an interesting object. Most tomatoes today are processed and genetically altered, usually. So I think that reminds me or connects me to the art practice. In art fairs, most art is usually processed or genetically altered, so...
You're going for the kind of free-range organic?
That's totally not my style. I'm for the hydrogenated, you know, and you know, like red number 2000, number 127. That's me.
And did John Ruskin have some specific ideas about food?
Throughout his life, he kept trying to work on the ultimate soup recipe for the working man, based on the soup of Theseus, which Hercules was supposed to drink before his endeavours. So a Japanese artist called Emi Yamura, who runs a space called Home Shop in Beijing, 8 months ago she made a miso making workshop in the village with all the villagers, which has now matured, and we're serving miso soup combined with a kind of a vegetable soup, which is her take on a Ruskin soup. She also proposed that she should grow vegetables on John Ruskin's grave in the village and then make a village from those vegetables, so you're actually drinking a bit of John Ruskin.
Okay, so what are your favourite art stencils?
This is Gunilla Klinberg, which is One Way, I really like. We had Ouch by Kelly Large earlier, and there's one called Doe, which has got a pound sign on it. think they're my favourite.
What kind of bread is it and where's the bread from?
The sourdough bread is from Brick House in Peckham. The sourdough... Yes, I was there this morning at 9 AM picking up from the bakery. Brick House won Best Loaf in London, yes, last week. So they're very, very sought after bread. I think at Freeze it's really worked well. Everyone's come up and said that they can get involved in this instantly. I think it's important that art is useful. That's something we really try and do at Eastside Projects, and that's why we work well with Grizedale, because we all think that art should have a bigger place in people's lives and that everyone should be able to get involved.
I think I've said he's coming away.
So obviously the food plays a really important part in our programme. So our organisation is based on a traditional hill farm. We don't have a gallery. It operates as a farm, and technically we're farmers. And we have livestock and we grow vegetables. And as part of that, a lot of the work we do in the village is based on art totally synthesising with daily life. So we get involved in the Harvest Festival, we work with the village to redevelop the village hall, we take part in all kinds of activities, and it's through food that actually you can say a lot more than you can do with established languages of contemporary art. So in a way, that's sort of what we're trying to say with the projects here, that there's a way of working and conveying ideas and philosophies that you don't necessarily, that aren't effective through the language of some of the other things that you might see at the art fair here.